Good evening. So we discussed in the last couple of shiurim that after the creation of the void by the tzimtzum, a line of light is extended into the void created by tzimtzum. And he goes on to explain that even though this light fills the void, however, there is still a space between the light within the void, which is a light that fills the worlds, that came in through the limelight and gives life to the vessels that receive light within the worlds as we know them, and the infinite light that surrounds the worlds called Sovev Kol Almin, the surrounding light. So why is there this space? Because if there wasn't a space that interrupted between the surrounding light and the light that penetrates into the void, then the overwhelming power of the infinite light on the outside would completely undo the entire process of tzimtzum. Because the light that fills, even though it is infinite light, but still it's infinite light, which is at the same time very constricted. And again, we've discussed what that means previously. But the surrounding light is purely infinite light. And if they were joined together, then the two lights would connect and the inside of the void would return to infinity as it had been previously. Because again, the entire existence of the void is predicated on the lack of the full power of the infinite light. Now, we'll just throw in there that we have mentioned beforehand that the idea is that the void is a perceptual void. That within existence as we know it, we cannot fully perceive the existence of God. That's what creates the void. But if we were shown God in his full clarity, then by very definition, this perceptual void would cease to exist. And then the whole purpose of creation, which is for us to bring clarity of God within a space in which that clarity doesn't exist, there would be no point for it anymore. And therefore, we say that existence would cease immediately. So that's why we refer to that here, the Otzros Chaim, by saying that there is a break and a space between the surrounding light and the light inside. And again, when we speak about a space and a break between the lights, keep in mind that we are not discussing something spatial or geometric, but rather this is all a metaphor for us to conceptualize how this light works. Meaning that even though Hashem is revealing himself within the void through the line light, still this revelation is not a full and complete revelation. We don't see the infinite light in its complete and total power, but we see it still being covered up and minimized to some extent. That's that empty space which separates between the lights to prevent them from joining. Because unlike in the physical world, where if we would say that there was a break, that would be an indication that the two lights do not connect whatsoever. But over here, the point simply is to tell you that there is a qualitative distinction between the light that's Sovev Kol Almin, that is outside the void, and the light that is within the void. Because again, that if the outside light would penetrate and fill the entire void, then there wouldn't be a void any longer. Because when we say that the purpose of this line light was to shine a light in the void, the point was to have the void continue existing, while within that hiddenness, there is a certain aspect of light. But if it wouldn't be like that, but the two lights were connected, and then the light coming into the void would be qualitatively the same as the light outside the void, then everything would revert to as it was prior to the process of tzimtzum. Okay, he's got a couple of footnotes going into this a little bit further, but I think we will wait with them, Emir Hashem, until our next Shaar. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, if anybody would like to sponsor this or any shiurim in memory of somebody or in honor of somebody, or just for yourself, or just because you want to support the study of Torah, please contact me either on Facebook or by email, cslando@gmail.com. Have a great evening.